Welcome back, everybody. Sam the electrician here, talking about Western independence and Alberta separation. Just wanted to touch on a few things that I read today. The first major one being it looks like the Saskatchewan Party and the NDP Party of Saskatchewan have teamed up to quietly and unanimously agree to change the rules. So gives the Wexit Saskatchewan Party, or attempt to form a party or register as a party, gives them a harder set of rules to go by. A typical establishment political move there, right? Making it harder for the outsiders to gain legitimacy, which is good because it means they're worried. They're worried about Saskatchewan going the way of Alberta and forming a party and really stirring things up in Western politics. So go Saskatchewan and get it done. The changes aren't prohibitive, can still be done. They put some time frame on it, and they're hoping that Saskatchewan won't be able to register a party before the next election. Hopefully they will. There's places you can go. There's lists on the internet of businesses and individuals that are getting signatures to help the movement along. So if you're from Saskatchewan, look that up. I'll put a link in the description below in this video. Share it around, get people to sign those forms, and we'll get some action going out in Saskatchewan. Another thing I saw today was Trudeau is meeting with his cabinet in Winnipeg to sort of set a course of their agenda, which is, I don't know, I don't understand. Like, they have their throne speech, that's supposed to be their agenda. Now they're having a meeting in Winnipeg, and the CBC sycophants, fanboys, are going off about how wonderful it is that they're holding the meeting in a Western city. And yeah, it's just a lot of foofarella and nothing, which is great, because we don't really want them to do anything anyway. The more nothing they do, the better it is for the country. Every time they touch anything, it turns to excrement, let's say. So, they have a magical way, the federal government, of wrecking everything that they get involved in, destroying things and just making it untenable especially for those of us out west. So that was a funny little story. And then I saw another thing today about the CBC, of course, just moving ahead with their climate change hysteria propaganda. Big proposition, even in the western side of their CBC web pages, saying that all houses should be switched from natural gas to electricity. And then even admitting in their own article that only works when it's warmer than -10. And then anything above below -10, heat pumps don't really work. They're prohibitively expensive, and baseboard heaters are ridiculously expensive with the amount of electricity you need to heat a house when it gets really cold, like it does on the prairies. As you all know, we just went through a whole week of -32 to -28 as daytime highs, and without gas furnaces, there would have been hundreds, if not thousands, of deaths throughout the prairie provinces. So to have CBC from the lower mainland BC, where it only ever gets to about -5, lecturing the country because they have hydro-generated electricity as well. I mean, the electricity out here is natural gas or coal. So you're just, they're arguing against their own case. They say that they're trying to reduce emissions from fossil fuels. Well, all electricity on the prairies is generated from fossil fuels. Nobody will okay the nuclear plants to go in, which they should be. If the environmentalists were truly serious about getting rid of emissions, if that's what they were truly scared of, and it wasn't just a front to tear down Western society and bring in a communist revolution, then we would be building nuclear plants all over the place. I saw a report that said that the world needs about 600 just to keep up and bring down these emissions that they all claim to be so scared of. So yeah, that was typical CBC, talking about solutions that only work in BC and in parts of southern Ontario, and trying to just ram it down the rest of the country's throats with no regard as to the reality of the situation out on the prairies. It's a mirror image of the Liberal government down in Ottawa, trying to force laws made for and by Ontarians and Central Canadians and Quebecers onto the backs of Western Canadians that don't see the value or the need for some of these laws, and we don't want to go along with it. So once again, every day when I read the mainstream media, it just reinforces the fact that we need to just get out, separate, and then they can go their way, we can go ours, everyone's happy. So yeah, enjoy the bit of a warmer weather lull here. It's a lot less cold than it was last week. So get out there and support your separation movement wherever you are. Saskatchewan, get those signatures in, and let's make things happen. Take it easy.